Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the 2023 Lexus RC350 F Sport with the special appearance package. Huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this sporty coupe for me today. Definitely take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. So this model is finished off in incognito with all the gloss black accents. It has an MSRP just over $61,000, and this is powered by the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 that's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 311 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels. This weighs in right around 3,900 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. It has a top speed of 143 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 17.4 gallons. You'll expect to see around 20 miles per gallon in the city, 28 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 107.5 inches. Its overall length is 185. It has a width of 72.4 and a height of 54.9 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this RC350, a part of the special appearance package is the gloss black hood along with the gloss black roof. Now it also gives it the rest of the dark gray and aluminum trim accents that you will see throughout the exterior and interior, including the dark gray for the entire surround for the hourglass grille. This has the forward sensor, parking sensors, plenty of cutouts in that grille too. And it even has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals with that triple beam design in the vertical pattern for the headlights and high beams. Very crisp point for that DRL, and of course the turn signal is right above that. This has some trim pieces on both sides in the lower section, even a small cutout in the very lower section with more of the bodywork to provide even more cooling. And this package also provides it with these 19-inch wheels. These have a dark gray finish to them. This even has the F Sport tuned brake calipers with Lexus on the front there. They are just painted in the rear. It says on the window sticker that the F Sport brakes are only the front calipers, so I think we have standard calipers for the rear. This also, however, though, has the F Sport tuned suspension, so it's going to give you those really nice handling characteristics. We have the 3-tone design for the power folding side mirrors with the chrome and the turn signal, sunroof up top, of course, some more black surrounding the window trim just to tie it in a little nicer. And there's some really nice lines that run down the side skirt there. F Sport badge is also just behind that front tire. What would be cool to see for that special appearance package is the top of the trunk lid finished off in gloss black just to match. I think that is missing for this model. Let me know your thoughts with that special appearance package. In back, this does have LED taillights, backup camera with all these sensors. There's some trim pieces on both sides just to match up front, and then the dual exhaust with some plastic in that diffuser. Now as we work our way to the trunk, you can use the button on the key fob. There is one just underneath that Lexus badge next to the backup camera, and we have a good amount of space with those back seats up. So you can fit in a lot of items. Underneath the floor, if you lift this tab up, you have a little bit of space maybe if you want to place some items here. It's mainly for the spare tire tools and all of that equipment. There's some tie down hooks too though, so you can safely secure any items. And of course, with the back seats folded down, that gives you a lot more interior space. Up top, there's one grab handle, so it is very lightweight and easy to close. And now as we work our way to the interior, of course you can lock and unlock this using the door handle. And we have a beautiful interior with all the black leather, red stitching, and red accents. A little bit of storage in the lower section, all of the window adjustments. This even has memory seating controls. And then there's some brushed aluminum running just above that armrest. Lexus is down on the door sill, and then this model has the solid red leather interior, which is a perfect combo with this incognito color. They are power adjusting, so all of those are down below. And in order to get to the back seats, simply pull on that tab and the front seat will move forwards, allowing you plenty of space to hop into the back. So at 5'10", I can easily hop back in here. I can also fold down the seats from this side as well. There's no latch in the trunk, so you do have to come around and do that, but it is very quick and easy to do. You can get this angle with the amount of space that is available. Now at 5'10", I actually have plenty of room. This seat, of course, could be moved forward so you can accommodate for your backseat passengers. You do get climate vents, which is nice. And headroom, I am touching the headliner. This isn't something you're going to buy to put people in the back all the time, but if I needed a quick ride, I could definitely make it work. You have some storage in the middle if you want, and then a good bit of visibility. Even with that pillar there, you have some windows on both sides. So it makes it very open feeling. You have armrests and speakers too. It's a doable back seat for full-size adults, or if you need that extra storage space. Being a two-door vehicle, you have plenty of space in the entire back. And then once we hop in, we have solid and perforated leather for this F-Sport steering wheel. Cruise controls on the right side. There's the distance pacing, lane keeping assist, Bluetooth voice commands, volume and tuning, and then even some controls for the gauge cluster. And this has brushed aluminum for those paddle shifters. But let's go ahead, fire it up. And looking at the gauge cluster, currently with the tach right in the middle, the fuel levels on the right side. On the far left side, there's the engine temperature. And then within the tach, using those buttons on the left side, you can scroll through some of this data information along with your gear position. There's TPMS. You can even change from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. There's a calm screen too. You have a depiction for the distance pacing, and then we are back to the current and live readouts for MPG. Now, if I push on the pages button, the entire tach will shift to the right, giving you a little bit more info that you can scroll through on that left side. So under settings, you can go through all the standard safety tech that is available, so you can monitor that, shut it on or shut it off or turn it on as needed, which is nice to see. You can go through any messages, look at your distance pacing and lane keeping assist again. There's audio, a compass, and then you have some more of that info that I previously showed, along with the G-force meter. There was an eco meter as well, your gear position, and some of the same information just in a little bit larger of a screen. So it's very nice. It's not a whole lot of info, but it's nice that you can go through some of those vitals right in front of you. Now over to the left, we have the blind spot monitoring, automatic headlights. There's the parking sensors you can turn on and off, along with a dimmer switch, rear defroster, and then the odometer and some dimmer switches. The trunk release and hood release are also located at the very bottom. Now we have some more leather and stitching for that gauge cluster cover. And then right in the middle, we have the infotainment system. This is a touchscreen system, which is nice, so you can go through that very quickly, or you can use the buttons down below where we have that trackpad, map, menu, and a back button. So under menu right now, there's destination audio, you have phone, you do have a few apps that you can go into, you can add some or update them as needed. If we go back into the menu, projection is how you can pair your phone to the system. Then there's info setup and your climate adjustments, so you can easily get into those. You can also pull up the far right of that screen to show some more information, so you can have that split style going, and it doesn't matter what you have on the left side or the right side. You can easily have these up or switch them too. So if you want the nav in the smaller screen and you have some other info to go through, it's a pretty easy system to go through. Again, not a whole lot of info, but it's everything that you need to use on a daily basis. Now there's the clock in the middle with 2 air vents, and then all the physical buttons for the climates. So you don't have to go into that upper screen in order to access them. Fan speed, temperature dials are these scrolling dials, so you can go up and down or just tap on them. Either way, you will see that appear on the upper screen too. We have where you'd like the air to go and a few others underneath that. And we still do have a CD player, power and volume and tuning, and the rest of the controls for that. The Mark Levinson audio logo is just underneath that. This does have heated and ventilated seats along with a heated steering wheel, which is fantastic. And then if I put this into reverse, there's the backup camera. You can change both the angle and the guidelines, just depending on what you would like to see. And then we have the manual settings, so you can shift here or using those paddle shifters. Now to the right of that, these are for the different driving modes. So if I twist it to the right once, that is for sport mode. If I twist it again, we have Sport S Plus. To the left is Eco, and then pushing on it is for normal. So you'll mainly see the adjustments or the changes right in front of you for the tach. It'll just tell you in the infotainment system there. Now behind that, there's snow, there's the automatic hold for the brake assist, traction control. We have 2 cup holders, and then for the armrest, it does open backwards. We have some more auxiliaries, so you can charge additional electronics. Really nice wood trim piece that is just above that. It surrounds the window controls too. You have plenty of space in that glove box. This has the sunroof, so you can easily manually open that up. We have the touch sensitive dome lights along with the adjustments for that sunroof. And then a look at visibility from the driver's seat. For a small, compact 2-door vehicle, it's pretty easy to see all around. which is of course great for a daily. Let's go ahead and get this out on the road. As we set off now behind the wheel for this RC350 F Sport, like I mentioned earlier, price tag is just over $61,000. For that price tag, you're in the realm of a 440i from BMW, maybe a well-equipped 430i, maybe some AMGs from Mercedes-Benz. I would even throw in a Mustang or a Camaro, being a two-doored, four-seater vehicle. You have a lot of options for that price tag. So for 60 grand, I would say this is well-equipped and in a very competitive price range when you look at what else is available and offered. Now this has the NA 3.5 liter V6. I wouldn't say the most horsepower in this category. We have over 300 horsepower and almost getting close to 300 pound-feet of torque, but let's put it into Sport S Plus. And with a mild acceleration for a new vehicle, it does have a good bit of power. It's pretty healthy for its weight. In the mid to high 5-second range, isn't a fast vehicle, but it's pretty quick. It gets up to speed. It's not very performance oriented like some of the other models. However, with the F Sport package, you do get the handling characteristics to make this a very enjoyable backroads type of vehicle. So it's nice that you have those characteristics for it. And you're also getting something that's very reliable. Lexus and Toyota are extremely reliable vehicles. So if you're looking for something that you can daily drive, it's going to last you a long time, this is in the top 1 and 2 spots for reliability compared to the other competitors. Now BMW is also in that top 5, but some of the others are just not quite there. So if you want something that's reliable, it's going to be pretty easy to maintain and relatively affordable compared to some other vehicles. This is not a bad option to go with. It's also incredibly comfortable and smooth to drive. Lexuses are very refined vehicles, so if you want something that's just going to be enjoyable to drive, this is a perfect option. Now, as far as the exhaust note goes from this V6, just a mild get up, pretty healthy in those numbers, but it's not too loud either. Now you can, if you want a little more power, you can go with the RCF, which has a naturally aspirated V8. So I reviewed one of those as well. Definitely check out that video. If you're interested in more power, you do have 2 different engine options. So you have the V6 in this, or you can go up to the V8, which is also in some other Lexus models. So it is nice, depending on your budget and what you're looking for, you have a few different performance options. And from second gear, here we go. Nice mild acceleration for this new RC350, but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel of this $60,000 luxury and sporty coupe. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is not the most performance oriented. You can go with the RCF to get that NA V8 engine for even more horsepower than this. So we have kind of the baby version in a sense, if you don't want that kind of performance. But for the RC350 with the F Sport package, you still get really good handling characteristics with that tuned suspension, and you still have an adequate amount of power. Just over 300 is pretty healthy for a vehicle of this size. Good power, not crazy fast, but good power to give you a fun and sporty vehicle to drive. I have it in Sport S Plus, which is going to give you the most throttle response. And as far as just driving this, like I mentioned, very comfortable and quiet. I like the fact too that we don't have an overcomplicated amount of buttons and screens. With some of the other competitors, you're gonna have a lot more info. Not to knock on the Lexus for not having as much, but Lexus is kind of known for having what you need without going overboard, and I think that's what a lot of people who are buying these cars like to see. They don't need a million bells and whistles. You have everything that you need at your fingertips with nothing you're never going to even go into, which is nice. If you're someone who's a tech person, you want more of those fun features, that's why you have other options, of course. But in this, everything is laid out extremely well. It is very interesting though to still see a CD player in 2023. However, people buying these Lexuses are still using CD players. So Lexus is still accommodating their demographics with these models, which is very nice, of course, taking care of their customers with what they actually want and use. And again, just a mild acceleration. We're up to speed, doesn't even have to think about it. So again, pretty healthy to get up and move. And it's a very nice interior. We have a pretty well-equipped 350. So it's going to give you a very nice interior for the money. You have premium materials pretty much everywhere. A little bit of plastic, there's leather covering that. So we might have some plastic under the leather, but even then, it still adds to a nice interior. That's going to wrap it up though for this 2023 Lexus RC 350 F Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this sporty coupe for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.